Blake Lively betray Hugh Jackman's ex-wife? Also, Justin Baldoni's awkward hug with Britney Spears resurfacing now? I got a theory.
Could do so much better than Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
whoa. Whoa. Actually, kinda. I mean, Jesus, right? I mean, yeah.
If you thought the Blake Lively drama was finally settling down, think again, because things just took a shocking turn. In case this one flew under your radar, Hugh Jackman has come forward with some jaw-dropping claims about how Blake Lively may have played a role in sabotaging Deadpool and Wolverine. And let's just say, the internet is in an uproar, and Hollywood isn't looking too kindly at Blake and Ryan Reynolds right now.
Ryan Reynolds really used Deadpool and Wolverine as an opportunity to epically troll Justin Baldoni. Also, a new leaked email alleges that Blake Lively demanded a producer credit or else.
But what exactly did Jackman say? How could Blake have possibly derailed one of the most anticipated superhero movies of the year? Well, buckle up, because we're about to break it all down. Every twist, every revelation, and every reason why this drama is far from over. Stay tuned, because this is about to get wild. A shocking behind-the-scenes drama is shaking up the set of Deadpool and Wolverine, and trust me, this plot twist is crazier than anything in the actual movie. Hugh Jackman, the legendary Wolverine himself, is making waves with claims that Blake Lively took over the film's production. And no, this isn't some wild internet rumor. Fans and Hollywood insiders are scrambling to figure out just how much influence Blake really had. And let's just say, the tea is scorching hot. It all started with what seemed like an innocent photo, a simple set picture posted by Blake Lively. But this wasn't just any casual behind-the-scenes snap. In the photo, she was rocking Deadpool's signature red while kissing her husband Ryan Reynolds, who plays the Merc with a Mouth himself. Fans instantly went wild, speculating whether Blake had a surprise role as Lady Deadpool. But what seemed like a fun little cameo theory quickly spiraled into something way bigger. Reports now claim Blake didn't just visit the set, she took over. Whispers from inside the production say she was making big creative decisions, offering suggestions, and even influencing how the movie ends. Yes, you heard that right. According to sources, Blake's ideas were so impactful that even the film's director made changes based on her input. And here's where things get even messier. Hugh Jackman is reportedly furious. Sources say he was blindsided by just how much control Blake had behind the scenes. And now, he's speaking out. His claims suggest she was calling more shots than anyone realized, leading to serious tensions on set. The idea of a Hollywood A-lister secretly running a massive superhero film sounds like something straight out of, well, a Deadpool movie. But insiders swear there's more truth to it than meets the eye.
What it was like also collaborating with Blake.
Oh, she's a creative force. She's a genius. She was involved in every aspect of this production, and everything she touched, she made better.
I mean, it all started with a letter that Colleen received from you.
Yeah.
That message must have been so heartfelt. What do you think was the words that you used that really captivated her and made her want to give you over the movie rights? I mean, she had a lot of requests.
Yeah, I don't know if, again, I feel like there was some divine guidance there. I don't think it was the words. I think it was the intention and the why that I wanted to make the movie, and the heart that I try to put in everything that I do.
Now, what you just heard isn't from the director of Deadpool and Wolverine. It's actually from Justin Baldoni, the director of It Ends With Us, who is currently in a legal battle with Blake Lively. And that's where things take a shocking turn. While Justin was publicly praising Blake for her involvement in the film, behind the scenes, she was allegedly hijacking the entire project. Sound familiar? That's because this isn't the first time Blake has been accused of taking over a production. If she could push a director out of his own film with It Ends With Us, then it's not hard to believe she may have done the same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. This entire situation has fans completely divided. Some argue that Blake doesn't have the power to take on such a huge Marvel production. After all, she's not a producer, a writer, or a director. So how could she be possibly calling the shots? Others, however, point out the one undeniable fact: she's Ryan Reynolds' wife. And in Hollywood, being connected to the right person can open doors most people could never walk through. As the wife of the lead actor and producer, she would have direct access to conversations, decisions, and even creative control over the film's direction. So is this just a case of a supportive wife giving her husband some helpful advice? Or did Blake force her way into the project, making sure her vision made it to the big screen? And then there's the whole Lady Deadpool situation. Leaked set photos showed a stunning female version of Deadpool. and fans immediately pointed out that she looked exactly like Blake Lively. Did she secure herself a secret cameo? Or did she demand to be part of the film? And if that wasn't suspicious enough, people couldn't stop talking about how flawless she looked in those photos, fresh off having a baby and already rocking the superhero look amazingly. But before anyone could even process this, something even stranger happened. Just as these rumors started swirling, Hugh Jackman himself spoke out. And instead of shutting down the speculation, his comments only made things worse.
The original Deadpool leaked onto the internet. Were you behind the leak?
This is a great question. This is a great question. Pass.
Please just answer the question.
Oh, well, for sake.
Why would he even bring this up? What does he know about what really happened? And why does it feel like he's hinting at something much bigger? If Hugh Jackman is now stepping into the conversation, then there's definitely more to this story than we've been told. And here's where things get really messy, because if these rumors are true, then this isn't just a one-time thing. This is a pattern. Blake Lively has been accused of manipulating entire casts before. Just look at what happened on Gossip Girl. She allegedly turned the whole cast against her co-star, Penn Badgley, simply because she didn't want him there. And when she couldn't get him fired, she made his life miserable by poisoning his work environment. And then it ends with us. Justin Baldoni wasn't just some director for hire, he was the one who secured the rights, produced, and directed the entire film. And yet, by the end of it, he was so pushed out of his own project that he didn't even get to approve the final cut. He was treated like an extra at his own movie premiere, while Blake strutted around like she had created the entire thing. And then, when people started asking too many questions, Blake did what she always does. She played the victim. Suddenly, she claimed that Justin harassed her, a shocking accusation that was not only completely unfounded, but was also debunked almost immediately. By the time the movie premiered, they weren't even speaking anymore. At first, Blake was so upset that Justin had been hired that she poisoned the entire cast against him. But then when they realized he wasn't the villain she made him out to be and was actually a really nice and charming person, even she had to admit she was wrong. The only problem? It took her a week to admit it, and by that point, it was too late. Blake had already successfully convinced the entire industry that Justin was the problem. Even Ryan Reynolds, her own husband, turned against Justin. And just like that, she had manipulated yet another situation to her advantage. But here's the thing about lies. They don't last forever. And now Blake's manipulation is finally catching up to her. People are starting to see through her games. And the only real evidence that has surfaced has actually exposed her lies, deceit, backstabbing, and toxic behavior. Just look at how she leaked private text messages to make Justin look bad. She thought this would turn people against him. But when that didn't work, she suddenly demanded access to his phone records. What kind of person leaks private messages and then demands proof that she herself leaked them? That's not something an innocent person does. That's something a liar does when they're trying to cover their tracks. And if that wasn't bad enough, there's something even more shocking. In leaked texts, Blake allegedly referred to Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her personal dragons, as if she's some kind of medieval villain assembling an army. And the worst part? She actually believes she's at war with Justin Baldoni. Ryan Reynolds reportedly bullied Justin behind the scenes, trying to force him to do what Blake wanted. And while Justin and his team have promised to start releasing all of their private conversations, things got even messier when Taylor Swift publicly backed Blake, completely shutting out Justin's creative vision just because Blake needed extra support. But guess what? That backfired too. Now there are rumors that Taylor and Blake aren't even on good terms anymore because Taylor allegedly said she's nobody's dragon. When even Taylor Swift, one of the most powerful celebrities in the world, starts distancing herself from you, you know you made some serious mistakes.
We just broke a shocking story. There is a rift, and I think that is an understatement of a word, a rift between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. Taylor feels like she's been used.
Yeah, used in the middle of Blake Lively's war with Justin Baldoni.
And let's talk about the massive hypocrisy here. This is the same Blake Lively who has spent years acting like she's above Hollywood's toxic culture. The same woman who criticizes other actors for not taking their jobs seriously enough. The same woman who told Justin Baldoni that her career and reputation were at stake if things weren't done her way. And yet, this is also the same woman who openly admitted that she's never worked out a day in her life, never dieted, and just got lucky with her metabolism. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, she's out here manipulating entire productions, allegedly ruining people's careers, and using her connections to silence anyone who stands in her way. Now let's talk about Penn Badgley again, because this part is key. The same man Blake allegedly tried to sideline back in the Gossip Girl days is now thriving. And not just that, but he and Justin Baldoni, yes, the same Justin she's currently locked in a legal battle with, are standing together. They share professional connections, the same faith, and even serve on the same charity board. While Blake is out here fighting to control the narrative, the two men she allegedly tried to push out of Hollywood are quietly forming alliances. And one major detail, Penn doesn't even follow Blake on social media anymore, yet he follows Justin. That alone speaks volumes. Now, let's get into the lawsuit because this isn't just another industry spat. We're talking about a $400 million case with receipts. Justin isn't just suing for defamation, he's going after Blake for civil extortion and breach of contract. This is huge. Hollywood loves a scandal, but when lawsuits of this magnitude get involved, people start backing away, and that's exactly what's happening. Blake reportedly counted on her A-list connections, people like Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, to shield her. But now, cracks are forming. Taylor, known for being fiercely loyal, is rumored to be separating herself from Blake to avoid getting caught up in the mess. Even Ryan, Blake's own husband, is allegedly uncomfortable with how this is playing out. And here's the kicker. Leaked messages suggest Blake referred to Ryan and Taylor as her dragons, as if they were weapons in her arsenal rather than real people. Now let's talk about Ryan Reynolds because he isn't exactly innocent in this entire drama. While Blake Lively is dealing with the fallout from her own manipulative actions, Ryan seems to have played a much bigger role in the smear campaign against Justin Baldoni than most people realize. And the proof? Well, let's just say there are 18 specific scenes where Ryan blatantly mocked Justin in ways that were too deliberate to be a coincidence. And here's the real kicker. Most of these scenes weren't just thrown into the script randomly. No, they were filmed after Justin's legal battle with Blake started making headlines. Which means these weren't just offhanded jokes, they were calculated digs, Hollywood-level pettiness at its finest. So let's break this all down scene by scene. First up, there's a particular moment in Deadpool and Wolverine where Deadpool gets an excessive amount of attention from a costume designer. Now, on the surface, it might seem like a classic Ryan Reynolds joke. Funny, quick, nothing to think too deeply about. But here's what makes it shady. Blake Lively had actually forced Justin to ship all of the wardrobe for the It Ends With Us movie straight to her house so she could personally try them on, instead of going through the proper channels at the production studio. Basically, she hijacked the entire process. And this little Deadpool moment, yeah, it looks a lot like Ryan turning that behind-the-scenes mess into a joke at Justin's expense. But that's just the beginning. Next, we have the infamous dance scene. And here's where things get really weird. Ryan reportedly found raw footage from It Ends With Us that included extra close-up shots of Blake's butt. And guess what? He wasn't too happy about it. In fact, he allegedly used that footage as part of a private joke, making fun of Justin in front of the industry insiders. Some sources even claim that Ryan insisted on slipping in a scene where Deadpool makes a crude comment about a tailor being a predator. Sounds random? Well, it's not. Now there's this part. Go ahead, treat yourself. Do you like what you see? My eyes are over here. That guy knows what I'm talking about. On the surface, it seems like just another joke, but it's actually a pointed reference to Jamie Heath, Justin Baldoni's best friend and producer on It Ends With Us. Jamie has often been described as being in middle management in Hollywood, exactly how Deadpool describes a character in this scene. But here's where it gets even messier. Reportedly, Blake Lively told Ryan Reynolds that Jamie had been watching her while she was breast pumping on set. But there's a twist. Blake had invited Jamie in. She was covered, and there were multiple people in the room helping remove her makeup. Jamie even apologized repeatedly, and Blake supposedly responded with, "It's okay, I know you weren't trying to cop a look." If she was fine with it, then why was Ryan still holding a grudge? Then comes another massive insult. Deadpool turns to a character and says, "Your buddy here is ready to throw it all away for me. You calling your wife HR? Is your wife working HR?" This was a direct shot at Justin. Blake had claimed she had filed multiple HR complaints against him, but there was no HR department to even file them with. Yet despite these alleged complaints, Blake and Justin continued texting and interacting normally. So, was this real or just more drama for the sake of drama? But the biggest bombshell? Deadpool dramatically declares, "Fingers are inside me, but not in a good way. My brain could taste your fingers, and they tasted like hate." And where in God's name is the intimacy coordinator? This is a reference to Justin's production company, Wayfarer Studios, and Blake's lawsuit alleging that It Ends With Us lacked an intimacy coordinator. But here's the truth. Justin did hire one, and Blake was fully aware of it. In fact, Justin personally took notes from the intimacy coordinator and delivered them to Blake in July 2023. But Ryan didn't stop there. Around the same time, she made a shady Instagram post for Sandra Bullock's birthday, writing, "For your birthday, I got you intimacy coordinators, an HR department, and clothing." If that wasn't obvious enough, Ryan added another dig. He joked that Dogpool, the mutant pup from Deadpool and Wolverine, was the film's intimacy coordinator, saying, "And then every morning, she'd stick her tongue down your throat." To casual fans, it seemed like typical Deadpool humor, but for those following the behind-the-scenes drama, it was a clear jab at Justin and the lawsuit against him. Blake had accused Justin of making her redo multiple kissing scenes without an intimacy coordinator. However, SAG-AFTRA guidelines state that coordinators are only required for explicit scenes, not basic kisses. So while Blake painted it as inappropriate, Justin was just doing his job. Then there was Blake's claim that during a scene, Justin whispered in her ear, "It smells so good," while dragging his mouth down her neck. She framed it as creepy, but here's the reality. It was in the script. Justin was following the character's actions. The issue? Blake kept breaking character, which made the scene harder to film, leading to reshoots. Ryan, always the king of sarcasm, piled on with another brutal line. "Oh wow, a deranged predator, taking advantage of a woman with no intimacy coordinator on set, while 100 crew members and extras watch him harass her." He was mocking the idea that Justin could have been harassing Blake while surrounded by an entire film crew. Because let's be honest, if something truly inappropriate happened, wouldn't someone have spoken up? Another slick jab? Ryan sarcastically praised Justin for talking about how much he loves his wife. But if you read between the lines, the sarcasm was thick. He was ridiculing the idea that a man who openly adores his wife would be acting inappropriately on set. Then there was the Lady Deadpool joke. Ryan said, "Wait till you see Lady Pool. She is gorgeous. She just had a baby too, and you can't even tell." Sounds harmless, right? But Lady Deadpool, that's Blake Lively's character. And when did she film It Ends With Us? Right after giving birth. Ryan was implying that Blake had no problem filming romantic scenes post-pregnancy when it suited her, but suddenly it became a legal complaint when Justin was involved. And here's the other kicker. Ryan is widely believed to have orchestrated the lawsuit against Justin. Blake accused Justin of inappropriate comments about her body, but Ryan took those allegations and turned them into Deadpool jokes. Nice Pool. A character in Deadpool and Wolverine isn't just a parody, it's full-on mockery of Justin Baldoni. Ryan packaged the movie with even more hidden digs. One standout line, "Where's your mask?" "Oh, this guy." Seems like nothing, but it's actually a swipe at Justin, who's often praised for his looks. The line implies that Justin is so vain, he wouldn't want to cover his face. Then there's the even darker joke. "You better hope you don't run into Deadpool Corpse. They'll chop you up into 1,000 pieces and hide you all over the void." If they could only process their childhood trauma, they'd go on one heck of a healing journey. Justin has built his brand around self-discovery and healing. Ryan, he's basically saying, enough with the self-help talk. And in case you weren't convinced, Ryan's team literally confirmed that Nice Pool was based on Justin. They described him as Ryan's alter ego, a zen-like guy with long hair. Ryan even joked, "Boy, do I love playing Nice Pool. He's just so manufactured." The final mic drop? Blake's Instagram post promoting Deadpool and Wolverine, highlighting the line, "Nice men who use feminism as a tool." A direct hit at Justin Baldoni. It's clear, this movie wasn't just a superhero film, it was a Hollywood takedown, and Justin was the main target. Now, this is exactly why Deadpool and Wolverine came crashing down, and it's all because of Blake Lively. And Hugh Jackman? Yeah, he's not too happy about it. After all, this was supposed to be his biggest superhero movie of the year, and Blake just blew it all away. But what do you think? Will Jackman forgive them? Or do you think Blake did nothing wrong, and the movie was doomed anyway? Comment down below. And while we wait for more updates, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.